I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's May 9th, 2025, and this is Weekly Update.
Good morning, Quincy High School. I'm your anchor, Raymond Smith. Today is a day 4, and this is your weekly update. Now let's get into the news. Attention performers, mark your calendars. Auditions for the Acoustic Cafe will be held after school on Tuesday and Thursday, May 13th and 15th in the choir room. You can also submit online. Please be sure to fill out the audition form ASAP. See info in their Google Classroom code JMEMHLM or on QHS Instagram. The cafe will be held in the President's Cafe on June 3rd. Are you interested in being a student rep at the school committee meetings? If so, grab a candidate form in the principal's office to be on the Student Advisory Council to the Quincy School Committee. Forms are due Friday, May 23rd at 2:30 p.m. The horticulture class will be having its Mother Day plant sale throughout today. They will be selling basil plants along with a variety of cloned house plants. Please head up to the plant cart outside of A422 today to check out the sale. Attention seniors, prom contracts will be available in your homeroom starting this week. You must have a signed contract in order to purchase a prom ticket, no exceptions. Prom tickets go on sale next week, so make sure to get your contract signed and ready. Speaking of seniors, this is your final chance to buy your 2025 yearbook. Currently priced at $100, see Mr. Doucette in the auditorium or Mr. Kimmel in C112 to buy your books. And finally, following last night's successful fashion show, here's an exclusive look at behind the scenes produced by Junior Gray Ramstead.
My inspiration for my collection this year was the solar system.
My mood board is based on my favorite childhood show called Monster High.
My inspiration for the collection was Peter Pan the movie.
My inspiration for my collection was based off the movie Tangled.
The inspiration for my collection this year was 90s prom dresses.
I was inspired by the movie film series Mamma Mia. My mood board is Princess and the Frog.
My inspiration for my mood board this year is Kali Uchis album cover or Chaos.
So my collection is inspired by Greek mythology.
So my inspiration for my collection is Across the Spider-Verse.
Interest, and I look through magazines and I just try to take ideas from dresses that I saw that I already liked.
Specifically planets that aren't as seen as wide out or as focused in on, because they each have unique qualities and I want to center in on those.
I focused on the 3 main characters, Frankie, Claudine, and Jackie Laura. Claudine is my favorite character, and I've always loved the message of inclusivity and the funky styles that they wore in the show.
The characters Peter Pan, Wendy, Peter Pan's Shadow, Hook, and Tinkerbell.
Growing up, my favorite Disney princess, and it still is my favorite Disney princess, was Rapunzel. I have all the main characters in this collection, like Rapunzel, Flynn Rider, the evil stepmother, and even the chameleon. And I absolutely loved watching this collection come to life.
I got into fashion when I was younger, and my Nana would buy me all the pretty sparkly dresses that I wanted, and she would tell me stories about her interest in fashion when she was younger, and I just knew that I really wanted to do that, and she's been my biggest supporter these 4 years, so shout out to Nan, I guess.
I love the colors and the energy, and I grew up around the beach and the ocean, and I also wanted to incorporate hydrangeas in honor of my papa.
And I really just liked the outfits that each character had.
Because I really like flowers and I didn't want to go with a nature theme. And so I chose, and her album cover is really pretty, so I chose that.
I wanted to take the classic silhouettes and shapes, but give them a more modern feel with the colors and patterns and styles that I chose to use. It moves from dark to light or light to dark depending on how you look at it. And each section of the mood board represents one of the different gods or goddesses I wanted to represent. So there's Hades, Athena, and Persephone.
On my mood board, I have 3 characters that I really like, and honestly, they just inspired the entire thing. So I have Hobie Brown, also known as Spider-Punk, and I have Peter B. Parker, and then Spider Noir.
My first impression of the textile world was via my great-grandmother, who taught me how to crochet. From the first time I made a simple chain to a full-on sweater, I fell in love with it. I loved making my own clothes, and that's why I chose fashion in high school, especially because my style has always been very eccentric, so it just made sense.
I chose fashion in high school because growing up I always enjoyed styling my parents, and they would always come to me for how to style their clothes and what kind of jewelry they should wear. And I think growing up in that household really made me enjoy fashion to how I am today.
I chose fashion as a freshman because my mom loved sewing, my abuelita loved sewing, and it just I wanted to learn how to sew as well.
I chose fashion because it stuck out to me. I didn't know that it was an option that I could do, and I had always been interested in it since I was little, and I saw it on the list and I chose it.
So I joined fashion because my Oma has always been sewing, and so I've always been kind of around sewing machines and fashion in general. I was always a more fashionable little kid because I always wearing dresses and stuff, even though I don't really apply to that anymore.
I chose fashion because all my life I've been really good in academic ways, and I wanted to expand more into my creative side and get more into the art world using fabric and textiles.
My biggest challenge was fabric that was too stretchy that I couldn't sew it on the machine, so I had to hand sew most of it, and not finding a fabric that I liked, so having to dye my own.
My biggest challenge was sewing the coat for my collection. I used a really heavy material and there were a lot of new techniques that I had never done before. I found that moving slowly and redoing parts that didn't satisfy me made it really turn out into a garment that I absolutely adore.
My plan after high school is to go to university for 4 years, and I would like to study in New York and do some years abroad if I can.
Fashion will always be a part of my life, even if I don't choose to pursue it as a part of my career. I will be going to Quincy College for 2 years to see where my passion lies, and then after that I will either go straight into the workforce or onto a 4-year college. I hope my job includes artistic elements, of course, so that's the goal at the moment.
My plan after high school is to go to college and major in fashion design. Out of college, I want to work in costume design, and I want to work for a special company like Netflix or Prime Video and work on TV shows or movies.
The plan I hope to pursue is going to the United States Air Force for active duty, go to college after, and then become an EMT. But if that's not possible, I would like to go to college and do military reserve and then be an EMT after.
My plan after high school is hopefully to attend a college and major in early childhood education, become a teacher.
Enjoy our show! And now we'll wrap us up for this week. Until next time, I am your anchor, Raymond Smith, reminding you to think for yourself, work together, share with the world, and be aware of yourself and others. This has been your weekly update. Roll hats!